Everybody forms their own character and personality through the experiences they have throughout their childhood. And I have seen many different types of people act a certain way, which I always wondered why they were like that. And there's this certain type of behavior that I will never, ever stand for ever again. And it's passive aggressive people. I don't know what the hell I deserve to even go through this, but I have met many passive aggressive people. And to basically explain this type of trope, it's like people who tend to be nice at times, but they often display certain characteristics that show that they're agitated or irritated through certain actions that you may be doing or things that they do, and they push that type of behavior onto you. I can't lie. I've been surrounded by many people who are like that. At least 6 people within my lifetime who just don't know how to act proper. Like, obviously, they'll be your friend, they'll be nice, they'll do things that should be done as a normal friend, which is why you keep that type of friendship. But then sometimes it's like a line is crossed where they may be mad at something you may have done, and they kind of take it a step further. In my opinion, I think this is the type of friendship or relationship dynamic that is extremely toxic because it's kind of like a hot and cold type situation. On one hand, there's days where they'll treat you so nicely, they'll be the best person to you, and you'll be like, damn, I'm so happy to have this person in my life, and I really appreciate them. And then the moment something happens, like something doesn't go their way, or like there's even the tiniest inconvenience in their overall life, it's like everything that they've built up with their nice character just completely dissolves, and they just end up becoming very angry and frustrated with you. My earliest memory of this was this one childhood friend I used to have. I grew up with him, and you know what? There was times where he was a great friend. He'd obviously buy me food. He'd talk to me. He'd play games. That's all that. But sometimes, I don't know what the frick I did at times, but he would just get angry out of nowhere. It's like if I didn't do what he said, or if I didn't approve of his opinion at times, it's like he would be like, "Are you stupid?" Or like, "What's wrong with you? Like, do you not get it?" It was very passive aggressive, and it's like, once again, I did care for this person, and they did mean a lot at a certain period of time, but it's like there's only so much you can take from someone who's treating you like that. So I decided at some point in high school to cut off this person, and it was pretty good until I started talking to more people. I developed a new friend group, started a new relationship, all that yada yada. Basically, long story short, everyone who I ended up talking to within my high school days, I ended up stopped talking to them because the same pattern repeats. And now you may be wondering, hey, maybe you could be the problem. Maybe you're rage baiting them, or maybe you're being like an asshole to them, or like whatever. I promise you, I am extremely nice. I do my best to be a good person. I don't try to get on the bad side of other people. And if there's any issues, I always love to talk to people. Like if they have an issue with me, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Would you like to talk about maybe something that I did to hurt you, or, vice versa? Like you did something and like you want to talk about it. And I never try to invalidate other people's experiences because, everyone sees things a different way. So I would try to present the problem, yada, yada, yada. It never really gets anywhere. And this makes me think low-key, passive-aggressive people can sometimes be narcissists. And that is the common trope that I get. They're either narcissists or they have like a high ego because they just want to be right in whatever conversation that you're having with them. I notice a lot of these situations could actually be solved. It's like it's actually not as big as it should be, but it's due to the indirect communication that is being used. Like I swear to God, you'll be having a civilized conversation, and sometimes they just bring up an argument out of nowhere. I don't know why. It's just in their nature, I swear to God. And, they'll use different things like sarcasm. They'll like blame you or make excuses. And it's just like, it makes no sense. It actually makes absolutely no sense because nothing is being solved. It's like they only want to start a problem just for the rage baiting. They just want problems because who knows, maybe the way how they grew up, they're just so comfortable with the chaos that comes with it. And it carries on into their future relationships and friendships. And all of these type of friendships are so soul sucking. I don't know. It's like the negativity that comes, sometimes you just want to hang out and you want to chill and nothing's going on. And then sometimes they just start acting up, these people, they're passive aggressive once again. Like they don't know how to properly express their emotions at times. And it's like, maybe it's like all these pent up thoughts that they want to talk about, but they just don't do it right. And you know what? Just because that's how you are doesn't mean you push that crap onto me. Like, dead ass. I don't care who you are. You are not going to disrespect me just because you feel like you don't want to be wrong or you're having your own issues. I can understand and sympathize with you, but you have to work with me. And once again, this is not like one person who did this to me, but multiple. And I can't lie, I am traumatized by this, but I'm not going to let it define me. All I got to do now is, if I make a new friendship, the moment I see even the tiniest bit of passive aggressive or ego coming from that person, done. They're cut off. Like, I don't care. And now this is the second part of the video, which I teach you how to cope or deal with passive aggressive people. Starting off with the first point, very obvious, just literally talk to them, like, just be honest, just be like, look, I don't like how you act like this. And, a lot of things can be solved just by simply talking to the person right off the bat. I did that at first with my first friend. It did not work after that because the same type of behavior kept on coming back. But, some people do end up changing because, if they really care about you as a friend and you care about them, you will make things work. And that's just how it usually goes, But most of the time, from my experiences, it doesn't work. So going on to the next part, you got to set boundaries. You got to be like, look, you cannot be doing this shit. Like, I do not care who you are. You're my friend. I care about you. But at the end of the day, like, you're making me feel this way, and that's not cool. So, like, this is when you start to get a little bit pushy onto how you want your friendship or relationship to be with that person. And if they still do not even, like, if they don't budge, cut them off. Like, just, that's it. You communicate it at first, you set boundaries, and obviously if they can't deal with that, bro, like, what kind of friend are they? Like, you could be childhood friends, or like you could meet them at school. I don't freaking know, but it doesn't matter. It's like, if they won't work with you, it will go nowhere. You are constantly going to be bitched around, and that is not okay, because you as a person deserve self-respect, and you deserve to have a proper friendship or relationship that will treat you with the same type of respect and will reciprocate the energy that you want to be reciprocated. And I promise you, this is coming from a place of, like, personal experience, because I want you guys to know that you do not have to deal with this type of behavior. Once again, and I could definitely see this a lot in relationships. Like, you'll definitely be dealing with a lot of partners that are like this, and they just will not understand what you're trying to say because they either want to be right or they're just trying to push their beliefs onto you. Don't stand for it. You gotta keep the high ground. Stand your ground. Say what you want, and don't deal with their BS. Okay, like, if they say, oh, I'm not gonna be friends, or I'm not gonna be in this relationship if you don't do this, freaking leave. Dead ass. Period. Zero negotiating, because you're displaying self-respect, and that is so good on you. I was a people pleaser before, but honestly, my brain chemistry has changed after dealing with this type of people, and I will say confidently, I am not going to be dealing with this anymore. And hopefully, if you guys are dealing with the same type of situation, that you'll be able to handle it. But without any further ado, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!